Hey guys, it's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe, and I'm on lunch, so I figured I'd do a quick video on George Miller's Furiosa, which I just finished watching the other night. This was one I had went in with very low expectations. I had seen the trailers, and I was not thrilled. Not so much that the film was about Furiosa, but they looked very CG heavy, and some of it looked a little goofy. So I wasn't quite sure what to expect. The story starts out with Furiosa being a child, being taken from her family, from her land, from Fury Road. I don't know if anyone has seen that movie, but you probably should if you're watching this one. And her and her mother are captured, and I guess slight spoiler alert for the beginning of the film, even though it's like the first 10 minutes, the mother gets murdered in front of her and they take Furiosa. Furiosa has a chance to get away, but she comes back to try and, I guess, save the mother or see what's happening because the mother's like screaming and shooting at all the people trying to take her. And the person who is leading the gang that's taking her is Dementis, who is played by Chris Hemsworth. I don't know. There's like three of them. I don't know which one's which. I don't really care for their acting. He was in great physical conditioning. I thought he did really well in terms of, being in shape for the role. They put like a prosthetic nose on him and gave him like a longer nose. It looked really silly. I don't know why they did that. He has long hair, and there's a couple shots at the beginning where he's wearing white, and you could totally see there's like a Jesus thing going on, that they did it on purpose. So as time passes, he's trying to kind of pass Furiosa off as his daughter, and he goes to the Citadel where Immortan Joe is. And Immortan Joe does a trade and gets Furiosa, and that's why she's there and why she's one of Immortan Joe's like kind of greatest allies at the beginning of Fury Road. So it sort of it ties into that. They show you how she loses her arm later on. There's, some fairly intense fighting with her and other gangs. There's a guy who's with Immortan Joe who kind of takes her under his wing and shows her the road and how to fight and stuff, things like that. It was okay. Overall, I found the film to be very unnecessary and sort of uninspired. My favorite is The Road Warrior. I thought it was dark. It kind of almost has a horror creepiness to it. Fury Road is definitely my second favorite. It's action-packed, intense, just boom, boom, boom. You feel like you're on the edge of your seat the whole film. This doesn't have either of those things. This feels almost slightly goofy in a way. I don't know if it's the makeup or too much CG or just like it seems to start and stop. There's a lot. It's like 2.5 hours, so it's a little long, but it's like a little action, then a bunch of talking, then a little action, then a bunch of talking. And now that's like the norm in movies, I guess. But in like Fury Road, where it's just coming down on you throughout the whole film, this just didn't work for me. I thought Anna Taylor-Joy was an okay look-wise, but she's very, very, very thin looking, like 100 pounds soaking wet. So I felt like she did not look threatening or any kind of like able-bodied. Dementis by, the Hemsworth guy, he doesn't command the screen the way like Immortan Joe did, the Toe Cutter, Lord Humongous especially. He's got kind of a meek, sort of like low rent gang leader thing going on. It's not like he is one of these high up generals or something. So he just doesn't come off as very strong to me. He seems very meek. Again, lots of CG. I thought the story was okay, but I didn't see a need for it. I didn't care enough about Furiosa and her past to really go out to the movie theater and pay for this film. I think George Miller, I could see why he spun this off, because why wouldn't you want to take your cash cow and do different things? And he said he had this actually in his mind before Fury Road even came out. But I just don't see the point of it. It just was not necessary. Me, I shouldn't say we, I don't know if you feel the same way. I watched the Mad Max series for Max. I understood he took sort of a half role in Fury Road. It was very like feminist driven, and there was a feminist writer, and they tried to make Furiosa very strong. I really didn't have a problem with it. I'm not into the whole kind of clandestine messages, but I didn't really have a problem with it. I thought he still came off as a very strong co-lead In this, there is no Max. So the guy that's teaching her to fight and stuff is very, very boring. Dementis is okay. He's interesting. He's funny in ways with his kind of humor, but again, not commanding a presence the way other villains have in the movies. And Anna Taylor Joy was all right. She was fine. Again, I think it's sort of a unnecessary, uninspired film. I liked it. It held my attention. It was decent. It's not something I'll buy on Blu-ray, and it's not something I'll watch again. Hello to my good friend Dean, who is going through it right now, but he's a huge fan of the series, and just wanted to give him a quick shout out. So yeah, do I like Fury Road? I mean, excuse me, Furiosa. Yeah, it was good. It's just not something that I'll revisit. So let me know, guys, what you think of Furiosa, what you thought of it. I thought it was a decent little movie. It didn't do well in the box office, so I don't know. I guess the sequels they're talking about now are probably off the table, which is sad, but I kind of can get it with the way this one didn't pan out. Thanks, guys, for watching. It's Vampire Mike from Sega CD Universe. Be good.